We know how much that can suck. You open your Instagram app, checking out your follower number, and you've lost a follower. Maybe you've lost 3 followers. And you're like, what the hell? Why? How did this happen? We're going to talk about why you're losing followers on your Instagram account today. Stay tuned. Hey guys, welcome back to our channel. If you're new to our channel, we are High Season, a social media agency that helps business owners, entrepreneurs, and marketers step their social media game up and break the algorithm. Today we're going to talk about why you might be losing followers on Instagram, why it might be your fault, and why it might not be your fault.
There's a variety of reasons why it can happen.
Yeah.
So we're going to look into that a little bit.
Let's get started.
Okay, first up is attention. So right now, attention is the largest, I want to say it's the attention economy, but it's the largest, what was the word you just?
I call it currency.
Currency, thank you.
Yeah.
I don't know why I'm having that blank. Right now on social media, essentially we're all vying for attention. And as social has grown over the last few years, probably over the last decade, that attention has become more and more sparse. So if your content isn't engaging enough, it will very likely cause people to unfollow. They actually brought in the algorithms to be able to balance that attention, to give people the content that they actually wanted to see based on the actions that they've taken. So if you're not giving people what they want to see, or perhaps the algorithm hadn't shown you to them after some time and then they see you again, like, oh, I'm not interested in this person anymore or this brand anymore, and then they can unfollow. So that's certainly one of the key things. It's one of the large changes that's happened over the last, 5 or 10 years. So attention and algorithms.
Another reason why people might be unfollowing you is kind of a it's not you, it's them situation. So it actually might not be your fault. And that could be because what you're selling, what you're offering no longer interests them because their interests have changed.
Yeah.
So for example, if you're a vegan restaurant and one of your followers went keto, there's no reason for them to follow you anymore.
Yeah.
When you think about it, back in the day when we all first got Instagram, we were all super excited. We were just following every single person. Like it didn't matter. We followed everyone. I'm following so many random people. Well, I unfollowed a ton of people because my interests changed and I was kind of like, oh, why am I following this person or this person from high school? Things of that nature. So that really wouldn't be your fault. It's possible that the actual person who was following you is just no longer interested in what you are offering, which is on them, and you actually do not want them following you because they're technically taking up space.
Yes.
Remember, you want to have the followers that are going to be extremely active and engaging. Anyone else is just hurting your Instagram because when your posts are served to them and they're not engaging, Instagram deems you as not to be interesting, and it actually hurts your ranking. The more people who unfollow you, who aren't interested in your actual product or services anymore, the better.
Another reason would be bot followers. So over time, I think people will probably remember, I want to say it was a year or two ago, they had...
The Purge?
The Purge.
Yeah.
Where like some huge...
like celebrities?
Yeah, like I think Mace lost 2 or 3 million. Mace the rapper, like 2 or 3 million followers. But there's two sort of ways you can look at that. One is that the account had purchased followers. But 2 is that everybody has bot followers. Yeah. It just, you can't help it.
It just happens, yeah.
I see it all the time across everything. So whenever Instagram purges those bots, you're bound to lose followers.
The larger amount of following that you have, right?
Yeah.
The more likely you are to have bots in there. It's just a numbers game. It just makes sense.
It is what it is.
So as Instagram's platform becomes more and more robust and sophisticated, they just are slowly just culling them as they go.
Yeah.
I bet it's like a farm that gets shut down every time. And if you had like 4 people from that farm in your account, maybe
that'll
like 4
go.
Yeah.
That's a good point. If you've never seen those like the farm videos where they're like all the phones plugged into these walls, like thousands of phones, it's absolutely insane.
I'm gonna insert that here because it's so crazy. Another reason why people might be unfollowing you is because you're shoving your product or service down their throats. All right? Nobody wants that, okay?
All right.
It's annoying. And that's one of the reasons why I'll unfollow. If every time, this goes for businesses and also influencers, if every single post you have, you're just trying to sell me something, when the initial reason I followed you was because you were either educating me in some way, you had some form of information I wanted, or you were entertaining, and then all of a sudden you moved to just like, buy this, buy this, buy this. I'm going to tune out. People don't want to just be sold to all the time. Like, we get that enough. So if you're not being like slick with it, or if you're really really just shoving your product down your consumer's face and not giving them any information about the brand and creating a story that makes them loyal to you, they're likely going to unfollow because they're annoyed with you.
Yeah.
We really can't emphasize the 80-20 rule enough. So your content should be 80% informational. So that's like educating your customer and also entertaining so that they stay. And then in the 20% is where you shove the little sales in there, you know, and you create it in a way where it doesn't seem, just
less
gently.
of a shove than like a gentle spoon. Hey,
a gentle spoon.
How about this?
Yes, there you go. Your content should be balanced. Gary calls it the jab, 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 right hook.
3 jabs, 1
Three
right
jabs, one right hook, and the right hook is the sale.
Yes.
So that's how you should be looking at your content. That's a very interesting book, actually. So if you haven't read it, we highly recommend it.
I think we had that in our list of business books, our blog posts.
Oh, cool.
Or if it wasn't that one, it was one of the other Gary's books.
Okay.
Or maybe it was Crushing It, the new one.
Oh, might be Crushing It, yeah.
That's actually really Jab It Right Hook is a fantastic
book.
book.
We'll still put the link in the description below so you can check it out. But that could definitely be a reason why, because nobody wants to be sold to all the time. So definitely ease back on that and make sure that you're creating content for your customer, not just for yourself. Ads, that's what the ads are for.
Yes.
So you want to just sell, have an ad running in the background. That's the one that's directly, hey, click this to shop here. That's what those are for. The Instagram is there to tell the story. The social there is to tell the story, to be social. It is social media.
Don't
for
forget.
a reason.
All right, another reason you could be losing followers are you're sharing low quality posts. I see it so often.
Yeah.
There's brands that are just sharing like, you know, crappy phone photos, poorly framed, low res, as well as like captions with grammar mistakes or like all caps or just something ridiculous. Like that's not thought through. Or some people put links in like it's supposed to be clickable links in the caption when like, you know, everyone should know by now.
You can't click the link.
You can't click it. What do you want me to do with this? Like I'm not going to type out.
Yeah.
I'm not going to type it.
Type out the URL.
Can you
like
imagine?
Go or go.
Especially those
go
YouTube
in
ones.
And then,
where they're like YouTube YX3Q. Like get out of here. Like it's one of the probably the simplest thing to fix and the one that's the most in your control. Like even if you don't have a DSLR, like a half decent smartphone, like a relatively new one will do the trick. Like an iPhone in portrait mode, bam, you're good to go. With all other things out of your control, algorithms and bots and maybe people losing interest in everything that you're doing, the one thing that is how quality your content is, and then sticking to that 80-20 rule you just mentioned with educational versus and entertaining versus selling, and just balance everything out, make your feed look good, make it look like you care about your brand. If you do, I'm assuming if you're bothering watching this video or even starting a business and starting an Instagram to promote said business, you care. So show people you care. If you're putting out half-assed content, you're not thinking about it, you're not trying, people are going to interpret it that way and they're going to consider your business that way, and that's the last thing you want with all the work you're putting in.
And they'll unfollow you.
And they'll unfollow you.
If I see something in my feed and it looks garbage and for some reason I'm following, I'm like, oh gosh, how did this happen? And then I'll just unfollow. I'm like, how did that happen?
It's almost like I'm
that
personally
goes for
offended.
captions and stuff like that as well. So the photos are one thing, the captions as well. Check your grammar, the spelling errors, everything. Make sure your post is optimized. And if you want some information on how to make sure that the posts that you are sharing are the best that they can be, you can check out our Instagram checklist. We will leave a link to that video in the description and our actual checklist that you can download for free. Those are some of the reasons that we think you could be losing followers. We will tell you, and none of our clients are losing followers. Why? Because we have a strategy in place. So do you have a strategy in place? This is extremely important. This is how you're able to evaluate the success of your account and the success of your efforts. If you do not have a strategy in place, it is time to get that started. If you have questions on how to do this, you can hit us up. We are here. We're your resource. We also have a ton of videos. We'll make sure to link that. I think we have like a social strategy playlist. We will link that in the description below so you can start getting started on posting with intent so that you can start building an Instagram profile that is growing and growing with the right people. So that's it for today. If you like the video, give us a thumbs up, hit subscribe below, hit the notification bell so you don't miss any videos from us. You can follow us everywhere on social at High Season Co. Leave comments for us if you have questions on anything that we discussed, or if you notice that you're losing followers. We're curious to know, just is this happening to everyone? We've noticed it's happening with some influencers, and we noticed that it's happening with some brands. So if you're having that issue too, hit us up in the comments below. Let us know if you have any direct questions. We are happy to answer. We can't emphasize that enough. So until next time, guys.
Peace.